So, the story I'm about to tell you, I promise, is 100% true. Story took place when I was about 7 or maybe 8 years old. When I was growing up in Ohio, me and my family, we loved to fish. We still do. Um, we would go to this place that was called Terravista. It was at the top of this long, steep hill and had like a lake or a pond. I can't quite remember which it was, but we would go fish there all the time. Terra Vista was not the name of the lake, it was actually the name of a cemetery that was about half a mile to a mile away. At least that's what I've always been told. So we went fishing up here. It was my mom, my dad, and my sister all fishing one afternoon. It was summer. I think it was in June. Summer, I want to say it was between 1 to 3 p.m. It was in the middle of the day. Um, my dad was fishing the closest side to the hill where you come up. My sister was probably about half the width of the length um, away, and then me and my mom were on the opposite side of my dad, so we could see him from across the lake. And while I was fishing, I just reeled in my line, getting ready to cast out again, when all of a sudden I got this chill go down my spine and just a sense of just dread washed over me. I looked over to my left, which, as I was now told, was where the cemetery was supposed to be, actually. And I couldn't say anything. I just started tugging at my mom's shirt. And she started to ask what was wrong as she looked in the direction and stopped mid sentence, and we saw the same thing. A woman wearing Victorian era clothing that at the time I could only describe as a witch. Like everything you would think of a witch, not the traditional like hat, ugly nose, wart on the face, but just like from the witch trials. Um, and it was probably about 50 yards or so away. She at least she was, and um, my mom was like, "We need to go to your father now." And so we run right around. At this point, my sister was already with my dad, and we get about halfway across the lake, and my mom just stops dead in her tracks. And because she stopped, I stopped, and I followed her gaze over to where um, the center of the lake would be. And there in the center of the lake, hovering about 4 feet off the ground, I don't remember much about what the man looked like. I believe he was wearing a suit at the time. But what we were more focused on was the fact that he was about 4 feet above the water from where it looked, from what it looked like to us. So we finished running over to my dad, and he told me, my mom, and my sister just to get down the hill as fast as we could. And he grabbed the rest of the stuff, and we all went downstairs, down the hill to the car. And to this day, we actually have never been back.